Hello and welcome to my YouTube video on how to flash your Samsung Galaxy F onto another firmware and at the same time debrand it from your network carrier. This phone at the moment, it's a Vodafone UK phone. It's branded to the Vodafone network, as you can see there. There's the details on that. It's on firmware 2.2 and IP7, Vodafone's version. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flash this phone with a tool called Odin onto firmware JPY, which is 2.2.1. Now, before you start, just to let you see this is tied to Vodafone, I'll put in my product code and that will give you, just to show you there that it's on Vodafone. To find your product code, if you type in *# 272 * and then your IMEI number, followed by hash, and then that will automatically pop up with your product code. Now, presuming you've backed everything up, you've backed your contacts up, your text messages up, anything that you've got on your internal SD card, and presuming you've backed all that up, what you want to do now is power off the phone and remove your SIM card and your external SD card. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this. This is purely just for safety, just so that you don't corrupt any of your files. I don't always do it, but I suppose you're best to. Right, once you've removed your cards, you want to access the recovery menu, and it's the same process for access and download. It's a 3-button combination: volume up, home, power to get into recovery, volume down, home, power to get into download. Now first of all we'll go into recovery. Once the writing comes up, you let go, and what I do in here, it gives you a list of options. I'm going to scroll down to factory data reset. I'm going to OK that. It just asks you again, are you sure? And then scroll down to clear cache. OK that. And also, it's not necessary, but I always usually do it anyway, format the internal SD card. Now that is the phone totally clean, so the next firmware that goes on it, it will go on clean. Okay, now I normally just take the battery out again rather than power it up, just to power it back down again to put it into download mode. So the battery's out, back in. Okay, now to get into recovery, download, sorry, this time it's volume down, power, volume down, home, power. Okay, but if your phone doesn't do that, there's a jig. You can purchase these on eBay. If you type in Samsung Galaxy S jig, the search will reveal them. They're only a few pounds, well worth it if your 3-button combination doesn't work. If it doesn't work, you plug your jig in and it automatically puts it into download mode. Okay. Also make sure your battery is fully charged before you flash. Now the files you're going to flash, you need to go to a website called samfirmware.com and download them. Okay, now this is a website here, samfirmware.com. You'll need to register with this site. It's free and it's quick and easy. Once you've registered, you want to then get your firmwares, and also you can get the tool for Odin in here. So if you click on firmware, the firmware section just here, then move down to enter firmware section. Oh, I'll click on that, and the other option, it's saying Android, so we'll click on Android. Now that we're in the firmware section, it lists all the Android phones. If you haven't already got Odin, if you scroll right down to the bottom of the page, this site also gives you instructions on how to do it. Sorry, it's not the bottom of this page, it's the bottom of the Samsung Galaxy S i9000. Now remember to select the right phone. Now it's the bottom of this page. This is the firmware section. It gives you all the firmwares that you can get for your phone. Okay, so all the blue firmware is European. Okay, and all listed there. Now, if you haven't got Odin, if you scroll right to the bottom of the page where it says Flash Tools, you can pick your Odin. You know, 1.3 is the one that we'll be using. You know, version 1.3. Okay, and there's even a few guides on how to flash with the one file system. Now, this is the file we're going to download here. I'll just highlight it just to let you see. It's JPY. If we're getting a little bit closer, there we are, JPY, and just click on download. I'm not going to because I've already downloaded. Okay, so once you download that and you've saved it onto your computer, you'll need another tool like WinRAR or 7-zip to unzip it. Okay, this is a folder where I've saved my files to. So now, fire up Odin. Now we're only going to flash with one file. We're not going to touch repartition, and we're not going to put a pip file in. Okay, so if you click on PDA, then select the file that you want. Just need to locate mine. And JPY. I've already unzipped it, so when I click on it, it's there. Now, the file that you're putting in there should end in .tar. Okay, that's good. If it doesn't end in .tar, it won't flash, and it'll probably brick your phone. Okay, so once you've selected the file, your phone's in download mode. If you plug your USB lead in, which I haven't done, to the computer, then stick this in, you'll see that Odin has now turned yellow. It's picked up the phone. Once you're ready, just click start. Okay, now that's it starting to download the firmware onto the phone. You can see it all starting to change here. A little green bars moving up, and at the same time you can see the software, or the firmware I should say, downloading onto the phone. Okay, now this process takes about 10 minutes, so we'll just set the phone up here, and we'll come back once that's loaded up. Right, that's that almost finished. Once it's finished transferring, this will turn blue, it will say reset, and then it will immediately say pass, and then your phone will reboot. Okay, that's it reset, that's it passed, and now the phone will boot up. On boot up, the phone will hang for about 10 minutes or so on the Galaxy S screen, but if we go in a little bit closer to the phone, I don't know if you can see that, but that's the firmware, the new firmware loading onto the phone. Okay, now again there's no point in wasting time watching that, so once it boots back up again we'll move on to the next stage. Okay, now as you can see that's our phone rebooted. I was away having a cup of tea there. Okay, it's asking you for insert sim, but we'll just skip that just now. Okay, so just follow the prompts. And that's, you now got Froyo 2.2.1 on your phone, as you can see that. It's now on JPY and 2.2.1. Okay. Now you'll need to type in your IMEI number again by *272. I've got my IMEI number written down over here. I've typed that in wrong. Right, we're back again. I had to pause it there because I got the wrong, kept typing in the wrong number. Okay, now after typing in *272, your *272* your IMEI number, you'll come up to this screen here. Now as you can see, that's set on KOR, which is Korea, and what we want is XEU, so we'll touch the XEU dot, turn it green, click install. What will happen now is the phone will reboot itself, and again it'll take a few minutes to load up, so we'll quickly pause it. Once it loads up, you'll then have Froyo 2.2.1 running on JPY. Okay. Okay, that's it. It's loaded back up again. Once it loads back up, you'll be greeted with this screen here. So if you just follow the prompts and start loading everything back in, you can actually take this out now. And that's it. Once the memory card has scanned, we'll type in the code, and as you can see there's all the apps that are in the application in the ROM there. So what we'll do is *272* your IMEI number, so I've got it written down again. For once I get it right first time. And there we have it. It's now on XEU. So all future updates, if you do update via keys, will come direct from Samsung itself. Okay. So thanks for watching the video. I hope it's of some use to you. And my next video, that will be about how to root the phone to give you super user permissions, and also I'll be covering custom ROMs.